the get-go, Happytime Murders made a strong and mostly negative impression when it came out felt fluids blazing and slapped its tagline, "No Sesame, all street" on its teasers and posters. Since its release, reviews have been pouring in claiming that the Happytime Murders is a contender for worst movie of 2018 and a dismal disappointment. And I'm here to say, oh, come on, it's not that bad. I'm Chris Carr, and this is why Happytime Murders isn't the complete disaster critics are making it out to be. Spoiler warning! This video covers some light spoilers, mostly some character exposition, scene locations, and a few jokes that were highlighted in the trailers. No shocking plot twists are discussed, so proceed accordingly. When I hear worst movie, I think of The Room, Love Guru, and Suicide Squad. Things that were total stinkers. Movies that failed to pass the bare minimum of what their genre set out to achieve. Why I don't lump Happytime Murders in such prestigious company is that this film actually has some big laughs and incredibly strong world building, which is exactly what you want from a lowbrow popcorn flick starring puppets. We immediately are immersed in a world where puppets and people coexist, but not peacefully. Puppets are treated as less than, and are often the butt of fabric-based jokes. Yes, it's an obvious and in-your-face metaphor for the racism and inequality we see in the world today, but hey, it's 2018. If we're still like this, maybe we need to have racism outlined as obvious as a PBS letter-learning segment. Our story's hero, Phil Phillips, a private eye puppet and not an American Idol winner, weaves a noir narrative like any good gumshoe tale. We learn that he was the first and last puppet cop in history, but was kicked off the force after failing to protect his partner in the line of duty. Phil's brother is an actor made famous by a show called The Happytime Gang, the first to integrate puppets and people on television. But when the Happytime Gang is targeted by a serial killer, Phil is forced to team up with his old partner, Melissa McCarthy, who has a pretty big chip on her shoulder. What Happytimes gets right, shockingly, is that it's a great noir story. You're really pulled into the story, the crimes, trying to figure out how they're all connected. I think if Happytime Murders had really stuck with that noir through line instead of front-loading the film with puppet jokes, it would have been so much more successful. But, like Phil, the movie just blew its load too fast and too furious. We're taken through puppet porn shops, strip clubs, seedy drug-filled clubs where a puppet ain't supposed to be. That's where all the mother-flippin' puppets are. It's puppets doing what puppets should never do. Is that innovative? Not really. We've seen that before, and we've seen it done fairly successfully. But why all the hate here? What makes this puppet show worse than its predecessors? In Team America, we had puppet sex, projectile exorcist-level vomiting, and a musical number about AIDS. In Avenue Q, we, again, had puppets frick, profanity, and songs about puppetry of the penis with the help of internet porn. Crank Yankers, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, heck, Alf tried to eat a cat! These all pushed boundaries and utilized cute little puppets in ways that we had never seen, without eliciting the rage that Happytime has stirred up in critics. What I think actually has people grabbing their pitchforks isn't the film itself, but the legacy of the filmmaker and Henson Studios. Many feel the film spits in the face of Jim Henson and the Muppets. Let's be clear though, the film never used the term Muppets. They don't want you to think this is Fraggles Gone Wild or Dark Crystal After Dark, but that doesn't mean that Brian Henson, heir to Jim's creations and director of gems like Muppet Treasure Island and Muppet Christmas Carol, phoned this film in with janky knockoffs or cut corners. You can't deny the craftsmanship of these puppeteers. In the outtakes shown at the end of the credits, you get a glimpse of all the work that went into just making these little fuzzy dudes look like they were walking naturally. It's incredible! But what I love about Brian Henson films, like Muppet Treasure Island and Christmas Carol, is that the human actors always engage with their puppet co-stars in honest and genuine ways. Okay, so remember how Tim Curry just friggin' brought it as Long John Silver? We have Henson still crafting sincere moments in this smut fest, and a lot of the exchanges actually work. You care for these puppet-human relationships, and you're invested in them. And if you're butthurt that this is ruining your childhood, 1, cool, we'll get Whitney to do a video on it. And 2, puppets have been cute and family-friendly for forever. Exploring them in new genres and getting a bit SVU with them was a fun, albeit not perfectly executed idea. Shaking things up is how we get new, exciting movies. But here's what I think the biggest issue is though, guys. Critics don't like this movie because this movie isn't for critics. Like, Roger Ebert, I see you giving this 1 star. In what world would you like a movie with silly string semen? If you go into this film searching for artistic integrity, you're gonna be sorely disappointed. But if you wanna have some fun watching some weird schniz with puppets, this movie is totally solid. At the end of the day, is it a brilliant film? God, no. There are more plot holes than puppets with hands up their bums, but it's fun and it's gross, and sometimes you need that. Either the movie's gonna make you laugh, or not. And it gave me a lot of chuckles and a few gut-busting laughs. I'm no Ebert, but I can take a joke. The only comparison I could possibly see working between Happytime Murders and The Room is that both are going to be cult favorites. Only we'll be shooting silly string at the screens with this one. But like real silly string, that's not a euphemism. Don't go to the movie theater and like do that. But what do you think? Is the movie just too gross and not funny enough to enjoy? Or are you with me and you think this wasn't nearly as bad as the internet has made it out to be? Let me know in the comments below. Click like, subscribe, and share. And for more videos to watch right now, click to the left of my face.